Hello and welcome back to Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door, where today we're going into the Pit of 100 Trials, but first we've got to deal with the between chapters stuff. What is the matter with you idiots? Falling for a fake crystal star? That's asinine. Sorry, dude. I mean, sir. So let me guess, this means Mario managed to get the real crystal star. I'm gonna say maybe? Urgh. This mustached menace has nearly every crystal star now. They were mine. I think I'd better alter my plan a bit. Before you do, Sir Grotus, I think I better tell you something. What is it, fool? Mumble, mumble. What? Are you sure? Speak. No joke, dude. I mean, affirmative, sir, dude. That is... I'm positive, sir. Urgh. Treason. Strange. Isn't it about time for Tech to call me in? Maybe he's busy. Oh, here we go. And now we're back to where we were when we left off last time. And of course, since we started in the room, gotta freshen up. What will Peach sing this time? Ah, World 1-1. We've heard that before. Hello, Tech. What do you want today? Princess Peach, I have reached a conclusion. A conclusion? I have struggled with whether to obey orders or to speak to you. And I have also struggled with what I should believe. Tech, you don't sound right. What's going on with you? Princess Peach, please escape from this place as quickly as possible. Escape? Tech, what do you mean by that? I mean, why all of a sudden? The data you procured has been analyzed, and something terrible is... No, I will not say, but I have found out everything about Sir Grotus's plans. Grotus's plans? You mean about conquering the world? Yes, and among those plans was the reason why you are being held here. According to the data... No, no way, that's impossible. I don't believe it. Yes, everything is true. That is why you must escape from here as fast as possible. But how can I do that, Tech? I mean, I don't even have the slightest idea where I am. I will not hide anything anymore. No, not from you. I will tell you everything. The place where you are currently imprisoned. This is the moon. The moon? You mean the moon that hangs up in the sky at night? That moon? That is correct. But that's unbelievable. How in the world am I supposed to escape? There is a way. You can escape, but first you must follow my instructions exactly. But, Tech, won't they know that you helped me? Won't you get in trouble? That is inconsequential. I would like you to be safe. That is all that matters. Tech. I am the base's computer. No one will know of your escape if I keep silent. Please do not worry about me. Escape. Escape as quickly as possible. Okay, Tech. But I must inform Mario about all this before I go. This is no longer just my problem. Understood. Hold it right there, Princess Peach. You! Tech, you miserable machine. We all know what you're up to, traitor. Sir Grotus, in my most paranoid moments, I never thought my own computer would betray me. Well, it doesn't really matter in the end, I suppose, especially since it ends here. You monster, what are you planning to do with him? Only one thing to do with a malfunctioning computer. Cut the circuit and delete all the programs and data that caused the malfunction. Obviously, all data relating to Princess Peach must go as well. Yes, we must be absolutely sure nothing like this ever happens again. No, I am normal. There is no malfunction. Pipe down, Tech. X-Nauts. At the same time, press the red buttons on Tech's sides. Got it, sir. Tech, no! Mail sent. Princess Peach, oh, ooh. Deletion complete. Tech! Too bad, Princess Peach. Tech is no longer with us. No, you inhuman beast! How could you? Princess Peach, just stop it. This is no time to be worrying about a computer. We have a very important role for you to play now. Yes, very important. No! Ugh. I've got no crystal stars. I can't find Princess Peach. Twilight Town was... well, it wasn't exactly glorious. What's going on here? If this keeps up, Mario's gonna steal everything from my grasp, as usual. Your massiveness. We did it! The Magic Koopa Scouts found a suspicious underground chamber! It isn't even on any maps! Yeah, really suspicious! Something must be there! Humph! About time! Well done! This is where it all turns around for me, definitely! The Hammer Bros Battalion is attempting to breach the chamber at the moment. The area is impenetrable. They're scrapping tooth and nail in there. No problem. Direct me there. I'll blast us through. I'm Bowser, baby. Oh, hi, Luigi. Ready to roll. Rogueport sewers are now looking an awful lot like one of Bowser's castles. Well, that wasn't very long.
Incredible, Lord Bowser. Nothing stood in your way. You couldn't be more super.
Please, no problem. I felt right at home. But where are we now?
Gracious me, look, Lord Bowser, on the wall behind you.
Hello, could it be? Oh yeah, Crystal Star! Advantage Bowser!
At last we've found one, and now we'll make it ours.
Freeze, chumps! Ah, who's there? Don't tell me you don't know the famous Rock Hawk! You little punk weasel, you forgot these muscles? You forgot this hugeness? Don't ask me how, but you cleared my secret training facility. Not too shabby. I even imported some super freaks to up the difficulty level. You're good. Of course, good don't count for squat in this biz, babe. My champ's belt is mine. Oh, look, what an adorable little weakling. Hi, fella. Weak? Wait, what? Well, tell me something. You ever see a weakling do this? Pain.
Ouch.
Oh, now you're sleeping. I knew you were a weakling. Whoa, the Crystal Star!
Yeek! It's split in two! Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no! Wait, hold the phone. My mighty Lord Bowser, this is just glass! It's a flim-flam! A fake!
What are you saying? Use words I know. You... Ow. Want the real one? The great... Gonzalez has it. Oh, my aching hair. Feel the rock. I don't know anybody named Gonzalez. Stop speaking in riddles, you chicken nugget. Crud. Who do I have to flatten to get a crystal star? Who? Who? Poor Bowser. And thus did Mario make the 3-day train ride back, I suppose. Uh-oh.
Mario, that sounds like an email from Princess Peach.
Mario, I now know where I'm being held. I'm on the moon. Yes, the moon that floats out in space. And I've learned something even more horrifying. In order to resurrect the monster's spirit, they need my...
The moon? Like the one in space? You know, like the text of that email actually said it was the one in space? Like that one? Princess Peach is on the moon? I mean, that actually sounds pretty cool, but why is her email cut off? Oh my gosh, you don't think something happened to her, do you? What's up, Coops? After you found me, Coops, I found a nice hiding nook at a place called the Crystal Palace. It's so cold, my shell is frosty, but it's a great place for hiding. Obviously, I don't want anyone to find me, but the thing is, I do want people to see how good I am at hiding. You see the bind I'm in? Anyway, spread the word. Come find the wandering hide-and-seek Koopa. See you later. Or not. Yeah, that's, we're not going to be able to find you there. That's in Paper Mario 64. Unless they remake Paper Mario 64 and read our save data from this game and put him there if we've unlocked this. But somehow I don't believe that's going to happen. It would be cool. But A, it would break time, and B, I don't see why they would remake the original Paper Mario 64 because it's already on Nintendo Switch Online. Anyway, we got this imposter over here. Well, guess what I found in Rapturous Ruins, bro? Yup, a marvelous compass piece. This part of my adventure was actually sort of sad, if you want to know the truth. It was pretty bizarre, bro. Want to hear what happened? It's a long story. Well, of course we want to hear what happened, Luigi. Well, like I said, it's a really long story, but here goes. After journeying deep into the Grimble Forest, I found the domed Rapturous Ruins. Inside, everything was pure white. You couldn't tell where the floor became walls. Proceeding dead ahead, I found myself in a chamber where a young boy sat. As I approached the boy, someone named Screamy appeared out of nowhere. Screamy said the boy's name was Cranberry and that he'd wake for a child of fate. That didn't make any sense to me, so I started searching quietly for the compass piece. But then it happened, bro. I got a tiny tickle in my nose and I let out a huge sneeze. Well, Cranberry must have heard it because he opened his eyes right up. He looked at me and smiled, and all of a sudden I could understand his language. Can you believe it? I learned that the boy was the last of an ancient race, the Luffs. He had been there, guarding the marvelous compass piece for the last 1,000 years. He told me that the compass is an item with the power to see into the future. The ancient Luff Empire used the power of the compass to rule much of the world. Because of their greed, they were cursed by the compass and their empire collapsed. To prevent a repeat of their fate, Cranberry broke the compass into 7 parts. He hid 6 and kept 1, putting himself to sleep until a worthy hero woke him. I was that hero, bro. He gave it to me, and then he and the ruins vanished. When I added that piece to the compass, it pointed to the far north, where the dreaded Hate Song Tower stands. This time I heard Princess Eclair's voice more clearly than ever before. I will rescue the princess. I'll be super, and then I'll figure out the rest later. Anyway, I headed back here to Rogueport after that. I'm making my final preparations for my final battle now. I'm a little nervous, bro, but that's what I've been up to anyway. I'm Screamy. I wonder what future is plotted for us by he who holds the compass. For I must deliver something. That's Luigi's pal, Screamy. Screamy creeps me out. I've never seen anyone like that. Where's he from? Good question. Yeah, none of those worth buying. Though apparently this guy changes his wares every time you go 2 screens away, which means, also he's the one who sells the W badge. So we could keep refreshing his stock to let ourselves look like Waluigi, but... Oh, that's still the same text as last time. I guess we gotta start the next chapter before it changes. But let's check on the old badge shop. I mean, we kind of gotta buy this. I wonder, does this stack? Because if it does, it's actually incredible. Might as well give it a shot. So there's a 100 coin unsimplifier here. And there's a 70 coin unsimplifier here. Why? Right. I want to go this way first because Merlin. Yeah, the reason close call stacking would be so good is the fact that close call while you are in danger is just a cheaper lucky day. Alright, we will max out Coops. And then upgrade the worst combat companion. I could go get another Shine Sprite. Actually, 2 Shine Sprites right now that we couldn't get earlier because we didn't have the jumping ability. But while that would let me throw one more upgrade on a companion, that's not enough to really be worth it right now. So instead, what we're going to do is we're going to hop in here. If close call gives 33% dodge chance, that means that it has been buffed since the original. Because in the original, it was 25% when you are in danger. It's time for us to finally get ourselves a blessing. Fortune favors who I compel it to, and that's anyone who sits for a spell or two. Are you ready for a taste of power? That's good, that's great. Choose your path to fate. Which path do you choose? I mean, why would I choose anything less? Okay, that's fine by me. So ready? Ready for me? You just rhymed me with me. You don't do that. Okay, here we go. I don't know how many times this actually does anything for us. My mystic power can make you smile. In battle, you'll win with style. Even if nasty foes arrive, you'll be fine since my fortune will thrive. Okay, come again. See you soon. See you then. Goodbye. Yeah, I think there's actually a decent chance that it'll run out before we actually get to the part of the pit where things can challenge us. But hey. Worth a shot? Let's go get that chest over there since it's been taunting us. Not the worst. Actually, let's head this way real quick, because we've got at least some more star pieces since last time. Okay. So... let's grab this power plus P. It's time. And you know what? Let's check Charlieton one last time. Also, I'm going to need to get my inventory set up for the pit. Which means I'm actually kind of hoping Charlieton won't have the W badge. Yeah, the strongest of Merlee's fortunes can last a few chapters, but it... oh, there's the W emblem. Oh, I gotta sell some things. Hang on, I'll be right back. Yeah, it can last a few chapters at a time, but... notably, it's because it has a certain number of times it can trigger. I don't know exactly what that number is, but, in the Pit of 100 Trials, where you cannot avoid combat... well, how many times can you really, expect to trigger it or not? Okay, what can I sell? Honestly, Defend Plus and Defend Plus P would not be the worst things to sell. Because I'm not going to use any of them, much less two of them. And that'll do. Give me that W emblem. There we go. Wow. And while admittedly I do prefer Mario's standard colors to Waluigi colors, Waluigi colors are more special, and therefore we wear them. Okay, so I am here to store first. Oh, we can only store 4 more things. Okay, Keel Mango, go. And... I guess the Super Mushrooms, go. What I should do is give Zesty the cookbook and actually cook up some things. But that requires more time and effort than what I'm willing to spend right now. So instead, I'm just going to buy a handful of life shrooms, and then we'll get going. Oh boy, a mushroom. Which button is items? There it is. Mmm, tasty. There we go. Now, I'm almost ready for the pit. I do need to get my badges sorted. So power jump is actually pretty much worthless at this point in the game because I've got so many attack ups that it's actually losing me damage versus spin jump. That actually happens when you get your second attack up. It becomes completely worthless. So we're not going to have power jump. We're not going to have any of those smashes and stuff. I'm probably going to want one of those HP ups. A last stand will be good to have. Lucky Start is actually less useful now than it once was. Ooh, we want Heart Finder and Flower Finder, so we're gonna grab those. Multi-bounce is a must. And I think we're good. There's a few more things I'd like to have, but nothing I'm willing to get rid of for them. So with 2 last stands on, I think if we get Mario into danger, he can survive like any one hit in the game, basically. So we should be good. Oh, right. There's one other thing I should grab before going in there. Hi, it's me again, Toadette. Nice to see you again. Way to find the Ultra Hammer. Now your hammer will have even more attack power. And you can also use a new hammer technique. Let's practice it right away. It's just like with the Super Hammer, so no prob. Hold down B and rotate the left stick until your body gets all twisty, then release B to use your Ultra Hammer. Remember to twist a lot before releasing B, okay? Way to go, you got it! Are you clear on the controls? Alright, you've mastered the Ultra Hammer. Using your Ultra Hammer, you can even break blocks made out of stuff like this. Swing it like normal to break smaller stuff, but use the method I taught you to break bigger things, okay? And you can use the Ultra Hammer in battle, too. This is kind of sad. This is the last time I'll get to see you, Mario. Definitely save Princess Peach, okay? And be careful on your quest, okay? Outlander, I could stock up on Whack-A-Bumps, but honestly, it's not worth it. So, what is behind this? A chest! Containing an FP plus. Not bad. And here we are at the pit. We save, of course. Our HP and FP are all fine. Down we go. Still really wish our first strike badge actually functioned down here. Dang, they still give us clear bonuses even though we've already cleared these? Guess that means that this place is going to be real good for getting money. Not that money matters too terribly much in this game. It's Charlieton is the thing we spend the most on. There is one badge I wish I had going into here. And that's all or nothing. The badge that makes it so that you get +1 attack if you succeed on your action commands, but do 0 damage if you fail on your action commands. Because, like, I succeed on my action commands. Basically all the time. Like, I do mess up sometimes, but it's almost never. Which means that it's basically a nearly free +1 attack, which, if I could have Mario jumping with 8 attack, baby. Hey there, Dane. Ace Attorney games, I do enjoy them. I don't know that I want to do them on stream anytime soon. For games that I stream, I prefer to have things be more active. Like, as fun as it can be to read characters' dialogue in voices, I don't think that would carry an entire stream for me. And then there's also just the fact that, like, there's so many other games that I would want to play before I get to Ace Attorney games. I wonder how deep we'll have to go before I start getting actual experience in here. Last time it started around, like, floor 30 or 40. This time we might have to go to floor 50 or lower. But hey, by the fact that you get at least 1 star point per battle always, that means you are guaranteed at least 1 level per run of the Pit of 100 Trials. So we'll definitely level up at least once. On the subject of games that I will and or won't be playing on stream, this month is stacked. Only one of the games coming out this month is one that I am going to be playing on stream. But there are going to be 3 weeks in a row where a game I want to play comes out. Like, just next week, Monster Hunter Stories is coming to PC. And also Switch and PlayStations, but PC is where I'm getting it. And that one I will be streaming, because I love me some Monster Hunter Stories. If it's a game with Monster Hunter in the title and I can stream it, I will stream it. That's just how it goes. But then, the very next week, Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree comes out. That I will not be streaming, but I am going to be playing it for me. And then, exactly 1 week after that, Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail. So just back to back to back weeks of games that I wish to play. 2 of them absolutely enormous, and 1 of them Monster Hunter Stories. It's actually kind of funny. The producer of Final Fantasy XIV specifically delayed Dawn Trail's early access release date by a week. And in the... Oh, dang. Why'd the one in front have to have the life shroom? Yeah, specifically delayed Dawn Trail's early access release date by a week. And when he announced that, he said that he would give us 1 week to play Elden Ring. Outlander, if you didn't know I played FF14, you weren't paying attention back when it had its collab with Monster Hunter. Because I believe in my first Monster Hunter World playthrough playlist, you will find a definitely Monster Hunter video featuring Monster Hunter World Rathalos fought in a completely ordinary fashion. Though, to be fair, I wasn't really a Final Fantasy XIV player before that collab happened. Or before it was announced. When it was announced is when I started, like, actually playing FF14. Before that, I had gotten to, like, level 22 in the game. And then dropped it, because I wasn't super into it. Ooh, nice. You got a mover. Until we hit level 50, I will be using movers. Because we've already done all this. We've actually gone to level 60. Okay, there is a badge that I want to grab. Thankfully, I'm free to multi-bounce before doing so. Okay, so you are going to swap out for Miss Mouse, who is going to Kiss Thief. And it's mine. But yeah, I had dropped FF14 initially because the early experience isn't great. It was, yeah, it just wasn't great. It was a game that I preferred aesthetically over gameplay-wise, and the story hadn't grabbed me. It's got a really slow start, FF14. It builds up a lot, especially over the expansions. But it's got a very slow start. So I had dropped it, but I was willing to pick it back up and play through just to experience the Monster Hunter collab in it. And now I'm kind of stuck for life. I was actually pretty content to stop at the end of Endwalker, because, like, they wrapped up the whole story that they had built up to that point. And, like, there weren't that many loose ends that I was interested in. But I have friends who play FF14, and, like, they're all getting into the whole new expansion coming, and I figured, hey, I enjoy the game enough, I trust them to make new stories that are also good. Might as well. One thing I can definitely say, running Flower Finder in here, really good for keeping me able to multi-bounce. It's nice. And actually, I can ditch the Heart Finder for now. And instead, you know what? I have this idea in my head. Because I can't jump on things that are on a ceiling. Maybe that is the one use case for Tornado Jump over Multi-Bounce. Maybe. There is a chance that Tornado Jump could have some slight value. Is it a good chance? No, not at all. But it's a chance. Of course, how often are we going to find ceiling enemies in the pit? Not often at all. But it can happen. Hey, Boo, look over this way. Yeah, Outlander Stampede hits ceiling enemies, but Stampede isn't Mario jumping. And Outlander, not all swoopers are rendered useless by Zap Tap. Only the ones that actually latch onto and suck on you. Which, those are the ones you find deep in the pit, the ones that actually matter. The ones before then, well, they swoop on you, and they, like, kick you. They don't latch onto you, so those ones will actually ever so slightly matter if we encounter them on ceilings. I kind of want that, but I don't want to get rid of any of the items I have for it. And thus it gets to stay on the floor. Oops. Well, Goombella gets to take another turn. She doesn't get to do that very often. But it happens sometimes. Just imagine, there's gonna come a time where we can't just one turn every single fight in here. And yeah, Outlander, everyone does have their MMO. Well, not everyone, but anyone who plays MMOs at all has their MMO. For the longest time for me, that was actually World of Warcraft. Because, I mean, what other MMO were you going to play back when World of Warcraft was the relevant one? I, kind of wish I didn't spend so much time in World of Warcraft looking back, because my slash played in that game is over 1 year. So, yeah, a little much. But I have been free and clear of World of Warcraft for years now. And FF14 is a game that I am comfortable with pausing my subscription to after seeing all of its content in any given expansion. So, yeah. One thing that's interesting is, back when I was in peak World of Warcraft mode, which would have been, during the Wrath of the Lich King expansion, which was also the time when I was having the most fun with that game, but hey, whatever. Back then, I was an avid raider. I had the time and the drive to do so. And, like, I still remember the, like, position I had to have my hand in to do most of my stuff. Like, my left hand was responsible for all of my actions and stuff. Why did I press A instead of B? I'm a fool. But, like, yeah, left hand was responsible for all the actions and stuff. Right hand was camera and all that. And, you know, since I've got 4 fingers and a thumb, I had most of my abilities on bound to keys 1 through 4. Like, the number keys. Because, hey, you can reach those with your 4 fingers easily. With things used slightly less often on 5. My interrupt was on T, because that's also just super easy to reach. I had, like, 2 and 3 were my most commonly used keys. So my pinky and my index finger were still mostly free to do other stuff. But then, of course, 4 keys isn't enough for an entire class. So what I had to do was I had to use a modifier key. In order to give myself access to additional abilities. That modifier key, of course, is Shift. And because... Dang, pyrotechnics coming in clutch. But because, you know, Shift is down there to the left, I could take my pinky off of 1, but that makes the 1 key inaccessible. And that's where I have some things. Or what I could do is what I did do. Right thumb tuck under the hand and have it on Shift. At the time, I was able to do that no problem. Raid for hours at a time without any issue. Nowadays, if I even think about doing that, using my right thumb on left Shift while using my 4 fingers on keys 1 through 5, I get hand cramps. It's one of those things that, like, at the time, able to do it, no problem, easy. Now, actual pain if I try that. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting old or because I'm out of practice or both. Probably both, but, like... yeah, it's a real thing. So real, in fact, that now when I'm playing FF14, I play with a controller. That game's got really good controller support. It actually feels good to play on a controller. And I can't do mouse and keyboard gameplay anymore. It just doesn't feel right. Under pretty much any circumstance. Thanks, Pyrotechnics? I'm gonna try again to steal that badge. I don't intend to use it, but I'm gonna take it. Hey there, Jax. Yeah, I think the main thing with my just not using mouse and keyboard controls is these days most games are designed with controller support in mind. Games where controller support is shoehorned in is different. And, like, of course I'm going to play with a mouse and keyboard if I'm playing an RTS. Like, I was big into StarCraft back in the day. No way in hell I would play that with a controller. But, like... yeah, when it comes to games where you're controlling one character who moves around and does stuff, give me a control stick any day. Of course, my tune would probably change if I was more into shooters. Because, like, aiming with a mouse is just flat better. But hey, good news. I don't enjoy shooters. At least most of them. There's a select few that I do, and they're the ones that are more about the exploration than about the shooty-shooty. So, yeah. I can see why people would want to play the modern Resident Evil games with a mouse and keyboard. But, like... nah, give me a controller. I play them on PC, but give me a controller. Part of it is just WASD movement, to me, is not as natural as a control stick these days. Like, I can make it work, but I'm very out of practice. The last time I played a game where I moved around with WASD... geez, that was over a decade ago. Actually, it was probably... no, it was right around... 8 years ago. That's what it was. Yeah, that was the last time I regularly played a game that used WASD for movement. And yeah, I'm just super out of practice. It doesn't feel natural to me anymore. And then there's the fact that most modern games have good enough, like, control stick aim assist features that it's not a big deal. Like, even without the aim assist, I'm actually... there's a lot of cases where I turn the aim assist off. So, like... yeah. I'm a controller gamer. It's the way I am. Forever now. That said, even controllers can be uncomfortable if you're not used to them. But that's also something that goes away as you get used to them. At least to an extent. Because, like, just as an example, my 3DS. I love my 3DS. There are a lot of games I enjoy on my 3DS. Including Monster Hunter games. And Metroid games. And stuff like that. Pokemon games I've been playing a lot lately. But, like, there was a good while, couple years, where I just didn't play 3DS games. Wow, that multi-bounce was not exactly worth doing. Rally Wink is silly, because Goombella slowly walks towards Mario so that she can wink at him. But, yeah, the 3DS, there were a couple years where I didn't play it at all. And then when I started streaming, I believe it was Metroid Samus Returns. That was the first 3DS game I had played in a while. And it was actually uncomfortable to play after a while. Like, I could go an hour or two before my hand started being like, hey, please stop. And yeah, that was unfortunate because, like, I remembered, hey, there are some games on here that I would play for like 10 hours at a time. And now I can't get through more than 1 or 2 hours without my hand starting to feel uncomfortable? What's going on? Am I getting that old? But, like, yeah, it was uncomfortable. But over time, I got back to the point where it doesn't bother me at all. So, yeah, it was just a case of, hey, you gotta get used to it again. But actually, in that case, I think it was more how I had to hold the 3DS at the time. Because if I wanted to have audio get captured, what I had to do was have a cord plugged into the headphone jack. And because of that, I couldn't rest the 3DS on the surface. Well, like, I couldn't rest it on my lap or on the desk or on my stomach or whatever. Couldn't rest it on anything. So I had to be holding it aloft instead of resting it, which does make it much more tiring to hold. Jax, my favorite game on any Nintendo system is probably Monster Hunter 3 Ultimate. Is it the best Monster Hunter game? No. But it's my favorite. It is my comfort food, I suppose you could say. Oh, would you look at that? Our first instance of the charm. Shame it's completely worthless in this case because we would have killed that thing even without it. Also, hey, we're getting actual XP. Have been for a bit now, but... Interestingly, the 3DS is not the only controller that I have played with on a stream where, you know, in the past I could have used a specific controller for ages and ages and felt totally fine. But now using it is slightly uncomfortable after a while. And that, the Nintendo 64 controller. That thing, I used to... daily drive. Back when the N64 was a relevant thing. And now, it ain't right. Though I think that's because my hands are bigger now than they used to be. Not so much that I've gotten older or anything. Because back when the N64 was relevant, I was in elementary school. So, like, yeah, I was an actual child. Whereas nowadays, if I want to hold the N64 properly, or the N64 controller, like, in my hands, and, you know, play with it, I actually have to hold it at a slight angle. So it's not, like, straight up and down in my hands. It's actually angled slightly to the right, which makes it a little annoying to use the control stick properly. And over time, that just gets a little fatiguing. Though, hey, that's not the worst controller I have with regards to control stick up being angled a little to the right. Because I still have in my possession a Resident Evil 4 chainsaw controller for the GameCube. It's a controller that I have spent maybe all of 5 minutes actually using before putting it back in its box, never to be touched again. Because, A, it's missing a feature that was advertised for it. They said that there would be a button you could press to make it make chainsaw noises. There is no such button. It doesn't even have a speaker. It is a cut feature. Flower Finder hasn't been doing much for me lately. No. I do not want that. But yeah, controller's missing a feature, but more importantly than its missing feature is the fact that whoever designed it clearly doesn't know how controllers work. Because its handles are positioned like chainsaw handles. So there's one that's parallel with the blade, one that's perpendicular with the blade that's, you know, poking off to the side. Which, hey, that's fine. It's perfectly holdable. The issue arises from the fact that they decided that up for each individual stick, the control stick and the C stick, should be parallel to the handle itself. Which means that, like, from an objective perspective, like looking at the controller as you hold it, up on each of these sticks is perpendicular to each other, which is stupid. But also, neither one is up, like, directly away from the controller holder's body. So, like, imagine you are holding a controller in your hands right now. A regular Switch Pro controller. You're holding that in your hands right now, like I am. Up on this Switch Pro controller is not up, but rather 45 degrees up and to the right. So this, where I'm going right now, if I was holding this exact direction on that chainsaw controller, it would be moving me this direction. Because, yeah, it's 45 degrees off what you would expect up to be on any other controller. And the same is true of the right stick, except instead of being 45 degrees up and to the right, it's 45 degrees up and to the left. It's so bad. It's a terrible controller. I would not inflict it upon my worst enemies. Okay, so with these enemies, We actually have to consider our options. So we were able to do 2 damage to that cleft. I guess... Thunder Rage it. There we go. Options considered. Moon clefts are right now probably the biggest issue for us. Because we can't flip them over. They'll basically mandate either using an item or using a special. I just moistened a boo. Oh yeah, Bobbery's attack does flip clefts. That is a good thing to remember. But also, it would require us to swap off of Goombella for a reason other than just stealing things. Which is the only reason we've swapped off her so far. Does Goombella do 4 per jump? I think she does. Let's find out. She can be in front for a bit. She's got more health anyway. Okay, excellent. And it looks like we are going to level up in a floor or 2. Mooncleft. Hopefully this is the only one in this up. It's special time. Like, sure, I could swap to Bobbery and use Bombast, but at this point, we just use Art Attack. Call it good. And we have leveled up. I do so enjoy leveling up. And say it with me. The answer is BP. The answer is so often BP that I have put exactly 2 levels into not BP by now. Exactly 2. That's kind of funny to think about. I know, I'm getting rid of Tornado Jump, but oh well. I'm doing it for a reason. And that reason is in here somewhere. There it is. Might as well make Goombella better. Now, I guess I can get back one of these last stands. So Mario now does 7 per jump. Or 7 per hit on a jump. And Goombella does 5 per hit on a head bonk, which is not bad at all. Unless I'm going to steal that badge. Too early on that. Sorry, X-Nauts, I don't need your rocks. And on the subject of terrible video game controllers, I remember back in the day on the N64, you could not count on third-party controllers to even be the same overall shape as the first-party N64 controller. Like, legitimately, we had a standard N64 controller, but we also got a third-party one because it was cheaper than getting an official one, of course. But it also had a turbo function, which made it very useful for certain games. Specifically, Banjo-Tooie, The Race Against Canary Mary. Those who know, know. But, yeah, that was a thing. But the thing is, this controller, instead of being the trident shape that the N64 controller typically has, it was shaped more like a stingray. Which is to say that it had the regular handle, the one that the stick is on, same as always. But then instead of having handles on either side, it was just kind of a wing, like a blobby wing. And, like, it worked. It didn't feel great. It didn't feel as good as an N64 controller normally did. It was just off. And then on the GameCube, there was the official wireless controller, the Wavebird. It's a really good controller. With the batteries in it, it's got, like, great weight to it, great balancing, everything feels good. Okay, where are we? Level 60. Okay, that means that this is officially the deepest I've been. As much as I would like to use a mover, we're going to uncharted territory, and therefore, no. But yeah, Wavebird. Good controller. Basically set the standard for wireless controllers at the time. But it didn't have rumble, which was always a little disappointing. But there were third-party wireless controllers for the GameCube. And I got one that did have rumble. That's a dark wizard. It's a part machine, part organic, centuries-old thing. Max HP is 10, attack is 5, and defense is 2. It uses magic to attack and to alter your condition, so stay on guard. If there's only one left, it'll multiply itself to confuse you. I know they look totally goofy, but they're actually pretty tough enemies. So yeah, this third-party GameCube controller I got, it was a good controller. It did almost everything right. Almost. There were 2 complaints I had about it. Only 2. Because it also had a turbo function, which was nice in some games. I don't remember what I actually used it for, but it existed. But here's the thing. Its analog stick was a little oversensitive. So, like, say you want to move to the right. So you tilt the stick to the right. You know, that's as normal. It's stick go right. Yay, good, yay, you dude. You do thing, yay. Thing is done. Stick go right. But the thing is, in reality, when you are about to move a stick to the right, your thumb will almost always make an ever so slight adjustment to the left first, in preparation for go right. This stick was so sensitive that it would actually take that input. So, like, if I was playing Smash Bros. With a friend and I wanted to slam the stick to the right so that I could go right, my character would turn left first. Which was not ideal. Stick just a little too sensitive. That's a dry bones. It's a former Koopa whose spirit animates its bones. Eek, that's so freaky. Max HP is 8, attack is 5, and defense is 2. When its HP goes down to 0, it collapses into a pile, but it'll eventually rise again. Fire and explosions will put a permanent end to it getting back up, though. A dry bones will sometimes build friends if it feels it's outnumbered. If you don't take them all out close together, they'll just keep coming back. Let's wipe them all out all at once, and quick. These things totally freak me out. But yeah, controller stick, way too sensitive. If those were going for Mario, I would have super guarded all of them. I want you to know that. But yeah, control stick, way too sensitive. But also, there was one other hardware problem with this controller that was much more fundamental. You see the Wavebird, the way its AA batteries go in, they go in vertically. So, like, you know, straight up and down. They don't interfere with your fingers at all because your fingers don't go where they go. It's perfect. It's a great design. This controller, probably in an effort to be different because you gotta be different enough. In an effort to be different, this here controller had its AA batteries horizontal. And that meant that said batteries were also not they weren't in their own separate compartment type deal. They were like, it didn't extend the controller down to provide room for the batteries. They were just basically, they were across where the main body of the controller is. Except they added depth to it, which meant that your index and middle finger, when trying to rest on the handles, were actually pushed out a little bit by the batteries, and it just felt wrong. And it actually got uncomfortable over time. It was one of those. But hey, it was a wireless controller for the GameCube that had rumble. Oh boy, more coins. So, like, it still had value. It was still mostly a good controller. It just had a couple issues, one of which only really mattered for, like, Twitch gameplay. And the other of which mattered more for just long-haul gameplay. That's a Frost Piranha. It's a cool customer with strong ice powers. Max HP is 10, attack is 5, and defense is 0. Its frozen breath attack can freeze us, so try to immobilize it first. It's weak against fire attacks too, so use them as well. That said, don't even think about using ice attacks. It'll absorb those. Thankfully, my Ice Stomp badge doesn't count as an ice attack. I think I was too early on that one. Now, if we want to talk about controllers that have failed for me, I mean, control stick drift is a thing. I've had to send in 2 Joy-Cons for repairs because of that. As well as I have had 2 DualSense controllers also end up drifting on me. So, like, control stick drift is real, and it sucks. But I have had to replace more N64 controllers than any other type. Though admittedly, not all due to the controllers themselves failing. That's a Dark Lakitu. It rides a rain cloud. Max HP is 13, attack is 5, and defense is 0. It attacks by throwing spiny eggs at you. If it's holding a spiny egg when you jump on it, you'll get hurt. And sometimes the spiny eggs it throws turn into sky blue spinies. Whoa! If you only attack the spinies, you'll never win, so go after the Dark Lakitu. So, N64 controllers, their control sticks are notorious. Because they are different than modern ones. Oops. Well, we brought life shrooms for a reason. So is that spiny gonna come back? No, it's not. But yeah, N64 controllers, their sticks would wear out over time. And the thing is, the way they would wear out is different than how a Switch control stick wears out. Very different. Because you see, what would happen to them is they would just loosen over time. So, like, instead of drifting, they would get flaccid. I remember Paper Mario 64 has a partner character who attacks by... think Koops. It's the Koopa in that game. Cooper. Where Koops, you hold left on the control stick until the thing aligns with a certain bubble and then you release. For Cooper, what you did is you repeated, or maybe it wasn't Cooper, maybe it was Bo. Either way, for one of these partners, what you did, instead of hold control stick in direction until time, it was you repeatedly tap control stick until time. Or until it fills the thing. Which is repeated stress in one direction on the control stick. It's not good for the life of the stick. So, I had a red Nintendo 64 controller, on which... Wait, he can charge? Dang. Yes, on this red control stick, or red N64 controller, rather, I had placed a Magmar sticker from the Pokemon Snap print out your photos thing. I had printed out my top scoring photos. One of them had Magmars in it. And I decided, hey, I'll put that on this red controller because what else would I do? I have been trying to get this guy to give us a Sky Blue Spiny. He doesn't want to. Which is a shame because I want to tattle it. Yeah, anyway, this red controller was the first N64 controller I had fail. Its stick got entirely flaccid in the leftward direction. There we go, that's what I wanted. So, like, it could not hold itself up. If the controller was not held so that, like, it's angled down to the right, then the analog stick would just flop over to the left. There was zero resistance between positioned straight up and down and laying down to the left. Up, down, right, all of those totally fine. But to the left, flaccid. So that was the first controller I ever had to replace. That's a Sky Blue Spiny. It appeared from a Spiny egg thrown by the Dark Lakitu. Max HP is 6, attack is 6, and defense is 4. It'll totally charge at you. Sometimes it balls up to defend and store energy for an attack. If you can, beat it and any buddies it may have with a special move. Or, how about this? Spike shield. I also got a... After that, I got a black N64 controller. And that one... Well, that one broke for a completely different reason. And so did my brother's blue N64 controller. They both broke for the same reason, but in different ways. So, my black one had its cord chewed through by our puppy at the time. Because she was a puppy, she was teething, she would chew on anything and everything that was left where she could reach it. And so the cord got chewed through. Controller dead. But that wasn't the only controller that she got. My brother's blue controller, she also got. Except that one, she chewed on the body of the controller. Specifically, like, the expansion port on it, where you would put a rumble pack or memory card, etc., etc. I'm pretty sure that was the part that got the most chewed up. But my father, being a mechanic and thus used to soldering and all, basically any fix-it type of stuff, he actually Frankensteined the two controllers together. Actually, no, the blue controller had more than just that port chewed on, because... Yeah, it was like the whole controller's board was dead, but like somehow the top shell of the controller remained in good enough condition, I guess. Because, yeah, he Frankensteined the two controllers together. So he used the working cord from my brother's controller and the working board from my controller. And basically Frankensteined them together. And the, for the shell, he used the black bottom shell and the blue top shell. Just because he could. He thought it would be interesting and unique. And it was. So, we had a controller that was blue on top and black on bottom. And using parts from a blue controller and a black controller together because it could. Turn two broken controllers into one functional one. Great. And it had a unique look to it. But, you know, there were two of us. We needed two controllers. Say it with me. The answer is BP. So I ended up getting a new controller because my brother wanted the special one. So I just got another black controller, which I still have somewhere. And yeah, it's a whole thing. You know what? Let's just do this. And as far as I remember, the black controller that I got after that is still fully functional. And that should remain true so long as it hasn't, like, disintegrated over the years. Why did I use A instead of B? I am a fool. I was going for Goombella, not Mario. And nowadays, my go-to controller, well, for the Switch, I'm using the one that is in my hands right now, my Monster Hunter Rise Special Edition Pro Controller with the Magnum Hollow on it. And thankfully, this one hasn't developed any drift. I have had two Switch Pro controllers develop drift on me. This one, not drifting yet, at least. And if it does start drifting, I've got the Malzeno Special Edition controller just waiting to back it up. Though I'm pretty sure I would send this thing in for repairs if it did start drifting. And yeah, my non-Switch Pro controller of choice is my DualSense Edge, which I don't have to worry about drift on that because I can replace the sticks. Though that one has not started drifting yet, despite, I'm pretty sure, having seen more use thus far than either of the DualSenses that I did get drift on. Which, hey, just interesting little note there. Let's go ahead and drop this mushroom fry on Mario. But if my DualSense Edge does start drifting, I got that covered. I do have some extra sticks for it, just sitting around waiting for the day. Though that controller is not without its issues. It has seen enough use that the rubberized grips for it are actually starting to peel up at the bottom. Like, it's on the inside of the handles where your fingers would ordinarily rest. They've got a rubberized part, but there's a seam around it that goes up like the middle of each handle. And towards the bottom of that seam, the rubberized bit is like peeling up a little. Like it's just expanded and it doesn't sit flush anymore with the seam. And because it's like expanded, I can't smush it back down into where it belongs. But like, I'm sure this part is replaceable, considering I think you have to replace it or have to remove it in order to like open the controller up to begin with. So who knows, maybe it's a fixable issue. But either way, it's the minorest of minor problems, so not a huge deal to begin with. Also, we're getting into the kind of tough enemies now. That's a wizard. It's a part machine, part organic, centuries-old thing. Max HP is 10, attack is 6, and defense is 3. It uses magic to attack, heal, and alter your condition, so stay on guard. Its defense is high, but we can totally take this thing. Though, actually, interestingly, the DualSense Edge does have some issues that a regular DualSense does not. And those issues arise primarily from PC compatibility. Like, most Steam games that support PlayStation controllers at all will support DualSense Edge. In fact, most PC games will. The problem is, some games don't support it right. That's a chain chomp. I'd hate to get chomped by those teeth. They look nasty. Max HP is 7, attack is 6, and defense is 5. Its body is hard, so most attacks won't do much. Plus, you can't damage it with fire or ice attacks. Luckily, it has low HP, so you could take it down with a special move or an item. Chain chomps are like so super pumped all the time. Don't they ever get tired? Dang it. So, like, the DualSense, PC support for that is mostly figured out at this point. If you are playing a game on a DualSense, its rumble is going to work. Its haptic triggers are likely to work. Not guaranteed, but likely. And just, it generally functions as you would expect. I guess we don't have the items that I would want. I could rally Wink Mario and then we could finish this round, but I can probably just super guard the Chain Chomp. If I was paying attention to the thing. I was too busy looking at the audience running away. But yeah, DualSense. Triggers work, rumble works, it all works. DualSense Edge. There are games where the DualSense's triggers function totally fine. Like, it's got the haptic triggers and everything. It's got rumble and everything. But for the DualSense Edge, none of those features are supported. For the DualSense, sometimes it's hit and miss whether or not those features will work when it is wireless versus plugged in. Almost every game will support those features if the DualSense is wired. But if it's wireless, some games will support them even still, others will not. It's a real crapshoot. For the DualSense Edge, almost no games will... Actually, I don't think I've seen a single game that supports the haptic triggers when the DualSense Edge is used just in general, wired or no. Dang it. And then the rumble is sometimes supported when the thing is wired and sometimes not supported at all. It's weird. But then, DualSense Edge came out over a year ago. Controller's been around for a while. There are games, such as Final Fantasy XIV, that recognize the DualSense Edge. Like, you plug it in, it says, hey, you have a DualSense Edge connected. Not a DualSense, a DualSense Edge. So it knows the controller you have. But it's got issues. For FF14, the button mapping is just completely wrong. Well, not completely wrong. It's mostly wrong. That's a Phantom Ember. It's an angry spirit born of hatred and confusion. So, I'm not too cool with this thing. Black. Max HP is 10, attack is 5, and defense is 0. You'll take damage if you touch it, and something even worse will happen if you attack it with fire. Also, if it attacks you, you might catch on fire, so try to guard well. Let's send this ghoul back to the grave, okay? Please. So, DualSense Edge, if you are using that on FF14, and do not go into the files to modify the button mapping manually, it will be all wrong. And all kinds of wrong. But again, not quite all. So, some examples of what is wrong with it. The triangle and X buttons are swapped. So if you press triangle, it does what FF14 has mapped to X. If you press X... Actually, they're not all swapped. It's actually in a triangle. So, triangle does X. X does circle. And circle does triangle. That's what it is. Square, however, is still square. But then that's not all there is to it. Sorry, Mover, but I can't let myself use you. I need to use Sweet Feast. But yeah, that's not all. It's not just the face buttons that have issues. The shoulder buttons, I believe it's like the R's are L's and the L's are R's, is what it is. They're swapped in some way like that. You know, I could use a Sweet Feast, or I could use an Art Attack, and then we win and level up. And then get our SP back. Yeah, anyway, FF14, DualSense Edge button mapping is almost completely wrong. It's terrible. You have to actually go into the game's files to manually change what button is mapped to what in the game. Like, you can't use the in-game button mapping because a button that you have to press in order to start the button mapping is not mapped to anything. The answer is BP, by the way. So, like, it's just completely wrong. And you have to actually dig into the game's files and tell it, like, button 1 is actually button 3, etc. in order to make DualSense Edge usable in FF14. Despite the fact that it's been over a year. They've had over a year to get this right. And also there's a couple, like, what's weird, really weird, is if you play FF14 on a PS5 instead of on a PC, works totally fine, flawlessly. All functions retained. But there's also still a couple functions for DualSense and DualSense Edge that work on PS5 FF14, but in my experience just don't on PC. Thankfully, they're functions that you can safely ignore. Those being, the touchpad on PS5 is actually used as a replacement for a mouse. Because there are some functions in the game that just, they want you to use a mouse for. But, if you're playing on console, you don't have a mouse. So you can use the touchpad to get around it in those situations. You can slide your finger around it. It's a mouse replacement. It's not great, but it works. In my experience, that actually doesn't work when using either controller on PC. And then there's the rumble, which I could have sworn worked for a while on my standard DualSense. I think it does, like, only when I'm playing with it wired. Wireless, it doesn't work. And on DualSense Edge, neither of those functions work under any circumstance. It's unfortunate. But you don't need rumble when you're playing a game that was designed for PC without rumble anyway, so. The PS5 update to FF14 did actually add some pretty neat haptic feedback to a lot of things. And it's nice to have. But not having it isn't the end of the world. And yeah, I've got a DualShock 4 that's also working just fine. I use it for things that I can't use a DualSense for. And yeah, DualShock 4 is a good controller. Why am I only doing 8 to these? I was doing 10 to them with Mario's jumps before. Weird. But anyway, yeah, DualShock 4 is a reliable controller, and it's not a bad one. But, like, I prefer a Switch Pro Controller over DualShock 4, just in terms of how it feels. And I prefer a DualSense over the Switch Pro Controller. DualSense, except for its reliability issues, is a phenomenal controller. The main issue when playing with a DualSense on PC is just support. And that issue gets exacerbated when using a DualSense Edge on PC. Use either one of them on a PS5, you will experience no issues, save for stick drift, but you're going to experience that on any modern controller. That's a Swoopula, an airborne blood-sucking bat-like thing. Max HP is 9, attack is 4, and defense is 0. As if losing HP wasn't bad enough, this little creep adds yours to its own. How totally gross. Don't let it bite me, Mario. Fine, I won't let it bite you. Yeah, DualSense is a really nice controller. Sony needs to work on making it work better on PC. Like, surprise, if you're playing an actual Sony published game on PC with a DualSense, everything's gonna work. Often even wirelessly. But it's where support for other companies comes in that the issues arise. I think what it is like DualSense Edge, I'm pretty sure just doesn't have official drivers for PC yet. Despite it having been over a year. So what floor are we on now? 80. 20 to go. Sorry, mover, but again, we're in uncharted territory. Yeah, it is unfortunate that the DualSense has stick drift issues when it's such an expensive controller. Okay, we are actually in the danger zone now. These tarantulas, I remember being very, very mean. But we can get rid of them. That's an tarantula. It's a spider-like creature that lives deep underground. Max HP is 16, attack is 7, and defense is 0. Yeah, it's pretty tough. It'll spit web wads at you. Sometimes it even attacks several times in a row. The coloring freaks me out. I'm kind of scared of spiders, so let's do this quickly. Okay, yeah, 7 attack is a lot. And now we are at the point where this tarantula could, if it did its 3-hit attack, actually kill Mario. Okay. So, tarantulas have 0 defense, which means Goombella can actually get rid of this one. I was considering having her do a Rally Wink, but no, that's not necessary when the enemy has no defense. And hey, we get to level up again. Levels are coming quick now. And say it with me. The answer is BP. Oh boy, double coins. Or is it triple? It's triple. Still. Everyone knows coins are the most useful thing we could get here. But yeah, now that we've got 3 more BP and we're on the part of the pit where our health is actually going down reliably, it's time to bring Heartfinder back. Yeah, DualSense reliability issues. They are a thing, yes. But that's why the DualSense Edge exists. I mean, user replaceable analog sticks are great. It's just got the issue that if you're using it for a PC, support's not quite there, which is really sad because it's a really good controller. That's a dark bristle. It's an ancient creature made of rock. Max HP is 8, attack is 8, and defense is 4. You can't jump on it because of its spikes, and you can't approach due to its spears. And its defense is high. You'd better take it out with special moves or items. We could art attack them. Or we could just let the one in back have one turn. Oops, too early on that. Oh boy, another Tarantula. And what I really like about the DualSense Edge is it has very satisfying weight to it. Like, I like a controller with substance. Like, it's not so heavy that it's unpleasant to hold. It's got that weight to it that makes it feel good in the hands. Also, I was too early on that one, I believe. Yeah, just everything about the DualSense Edge. It is by far my favorite controller that I own. Just feels real good. I only wish that it was universally supported. At least by modern games, come on. Kind of amazing that they make you wait until here to see standard piranha plants. Let's put Gumbella out front, have her tattle first. That's a piranha plant. In fact, I think this is the strongest type of them all. No, this ain't a lava piranha. Max HP is 15, attack is 9, and defense is 0. Its attack power is absurdly high. It may look like a normal piranha plant, but don't be fooled, it's super tough. If we get beaten by a flower, we'll never hear the end of it. Know what I mean? Okay, so I can get rid of one piranha plant per turn. But I think doing an art attack is my best bet here. I don't think I'll be able to get rid of all 3 enemies. But I will be able to get rid of the bristle for sure. And I could probably get rid of one piranha plant if I decided to just ignore the other. That is probably the way to go. Dang. Almost. Would have been nice if I super guarded that one to death. Time for Gumbella to not be in front. In fact, time for Gumbella to not actually even be on the field. She can't actually contribute to this fight anymore, other than rally-winking Mario, but that'd be a bit of a waste of FP. So what we are going to do is we are going to normal jump this one. Why was I thinking I could do more than that? Okay. We've still got options. Options for cheaply getting rid of both. And Outlander, I only retreat if it is my only option. It's more fun to puzzle out what I can do than to try and retreat to get myself more advantages. Art attack here, unless I'm bad, will let me get rid of all 4. And getting rid of all 4 is the safest strat. Though now we have the issue that I am in some danger when I have no FP to speak, or not FP, no SP to speak of. There is an element of danger to that. Especially if this is just another 4 of those. Oh, no, it's 2 of them and a pair of Arantulas. That's, you know, totally much better, yup. So, good news, we can get rid of 2 of these enemies this round. Ooh. Hang on. No, Rallywink will not be safer than doing a head bonk. Ow. Okay, just don't do the triple spit at Mario. Okay, the triple... Oh. I guess also don't do it at her. So... that thing spits in different ways than the previous spiders did. The piters. Which actually makes it slightly less easy to super guard. But hey, we're leveling up. And we've still got a couple life shrooms left. 3 of them, I think. Now, is there anything I particularly feel the need to spend BP on right now? I think we're actually pretty good. Which means the answer, surprisingly, is HP? Feels weird, but... it's the case. Because, yeah, what would I spend 3 BP on right now? I guess FP plus would be the next thing I would put on, but... we're not in a position where I need the FP more than I need the HP. So, yeah. The answer was, in fact, not BP. Okay, that was the right call. I was thinking, wait, does Spike Shield protect me from hammering this thing at the beginning? But it turns out it doesn't have to, because reasons. And also, nope, the hammer actually did less damage than a pair of jumps would have. Never mind. I was too late on that one. Yeah, let's go ahead and Rallywink. Oh boy, more tarantulas. So I can get rid of both tarantulas this turn. With ease. And then the Dark Bristle goes down next turn, so... This is actually not at all a bad set of enemies to encounter. Too late on that one. Oh boy, we get more coins. I would really rather have this charm reduce my incoming damage or help me kill things faster. But we've been getting more coins more often than anything else, it feels like. Okay, another piranha plant. Dang it. I forgot these things move to go in front of you. Okay, what am I gonna do with this? Okay, I've got a plan of attack. We multi-bounce, we rally wink. And then we destroy the piranha plant. Biggest threat is gone. Can't win them all. And then we multi-bounce again. And because it's cheaper than a rally wink, we power shell. Nice. Should have swapped to Goombella before grabbing those hearts. Never mind, she's fine. Hey, floor 90. Just checking my items. So we've got 3 life shrooms left. Not the worst. Hopefully we'll still have all 3 when we get to Bonetail. Oh boy, these guys. That defense, though. Okay, we are officially in problem territory. That's an elite wizard. This is the top of the heap for half-machine organisms. Max HP is 12, attack is 8, and defense is 5. You can probably guess this, but it uses various magic moves in battle. And if it's alone, it'll create illusions of itself. It has no real weakness. So just use whatever you've got to beat it, okay? Let's go, Mario. Okay, so... normal jump does 4 damage to an elite wizard. That's not enough. It really isn't. A spring jump would probably do more. A spin jump would do more. Does it do enough more? I don't know. And I don't intend to find out right now. we Art Attack. Though I can't just use Art Attack willy-nilly at this point. I can't use it so poorly as that. Okay, Wizard's down. That's the important part here. Ouch. Was a little late on my timing. Can't super guard an item. But we can tattle these guys now. That's a poison puff. Basically just a puff of poisonous air. Max HP is 15, attack is 8, and defense is 0. Its poison gas attack is 10. These things charge you, but they also save up toxins and poison you with them. Scum! Plus, you can't touch them when they're saving up the toxins or you'll get hurt. So annoying. Well, thankfully, they are injured enough that we win. Would have been nice if we got double star points here. Would have filled our SP. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use this super mushroom right now. Just to keep me going. Amazy Daisy! Okay, this is officially a problem. Do I put Goombella in front? No, not while that Swampire is there. This gets rid of a poison puff and does damage to everything else. Is that good enough? No, that is not good. Or, well, it's not good enough, but I don't have anything but... Oh, dang it. Okay. Amazy Daisy, get tattled. Being the only thing here that can run. That's an Amazy Daisy. This Mystical Daisy is like the rarest thing ever. Max HP is 20, attack is 20, and defense is 1. Since it has such high HP and runs away really quickly, it's almost impossible to beat. Plus, its Lullaby has massive attack power, so if we're low on HP, we need to scram. You gotta think hard about whether to fight or bolt. That's right, those things hit like trucks. See, if that thing went for Mario, it would have been entirely harmless. And the Amazy Daisy runs. I'm cool with that. That makes it a non-threat for now. Let's get this Swampire tattled, and then we'll multi-bounce the things. That's a Swampire. It's a feared health sucker that hides in the darkness. Max HP is 20, attack is 6, and defense is 0. It sucks health from its prey to add to its own HP. And that totally grosses me out like you wouldn't believe. If you let it feast on you, its HP will get really high. Focus your attacks on it. Okay, actually... Oh, yeah, we'll take that. So... basically my choice here is to get rid of the Poison Puff or the Swampire. I think the Swampire is the less valuable choice. Mainly because I don't know if I can actually stomp on that Poison Puff when it's charging up its poison. And we have leveled. And I gotta say, the answer is, surprisingly, HP again. Feels so weird grabbing not BP. But now we are in a much safer position than we were before. I'm sad that we didn't get to kill the Amazy Daisy, but honestly, it's fine. Next time we see one. So this is a Bobolk, right? No, it's 4 of them. Okay, so... we multi-bounce, we tattle, we multi-bounce again? That's a Bobolk. That's easily the biggest Bob-omb I've ever seen, even though it's exactly the same size as the bulky Bob-ombs in previous floors. Max HP is 10, attack is 4, and defense is 2. It won't attack, but once its fuse is lit, it'll explode after a while. So the problem is how to beat it before it goes off. I mean, its bomb attack has a power of 16. That's no joke. Seriously, watch out for that. Just go all out to beat it. Pull out all the stops. Or you could just set it off early with fire explosions. Your call. So, like, yeah, this is the easiest fight we can have down here. They are non-threats. Come here, Swampire. Look this way. Double Amazy Daisy is terrifying. There's no way around that. That is horrific. But I might be able to kill one of them. We're going to ignore the Swampire with this art attack. Oof. Had to get rid of the wizard. Those guys are terrible. And yeah, I can absolutely kill one Amazy Daisy. I can guarantee it with a Rally Wink. Because they've got 2 defense, right? Tattle check. Amazy Daisy. No, they've got 1 defense, which means that Goombella can kill one without needing to Rally Wink. Okay. Amazy Daisy down. Look at that XP roll in. Please, other Amazy Daisy, stick around. Uh-oh. Hopefully the other one sticks around. I don't care if it hits me. It's gone. Oh well. Would have loved to see all the XP from 2 of them. But I'll settle for just 1. Because, hey, we're leveling up. Okay, so here... I'm going to say the answer is BP now. For one specific reason. 40 HP is a pretty okay amount to have. And 3 BP lets us get the thing that I want the next most. having a little more FP to work with will be helpful for Bonetail. Okay. So, Elite Wizards, I just do not like seeing to begin with. Every time I see one, it makes me nervous. I don't want a rock. And the poison puffs can also be nasty. Do I want to art attack right now? I guess I do. Feels bad using it so early, but I guess whatever. Whoops. Ooh, I almost killed one of them. I could have done it. A little late on that one. But that's okay. Let's swap to Goombella first and have her appeal, just to get a little more SP back. There we go. Now we are able to art attack again. As long as we can use art attack, we're actually relatively safe. Oh, is this double star points? Would that we could have gotten that on the previous encounter. Okay, I don't like 4 of these at once, but we can get rid of 2 on the first round, and then the second round, the other 2 are free. Okay, maybe not quite free. Yeah, I don't think that we are immune to that. I think that's the one thing we can't jump on. But that means they're each going to use a 10 damage attack. So I think, yeah, I think it's Thunder Rage time. And then I think Koops can safely hit them. Yoshi would be able to with Stampede, but we're past that now. And yeah, Koops was less FP expenditure. I made the right call. Unless we are able to safely stomp on them, but I don't think any of our badges would actually make that safe, so... With the information available to me, I feel like I made the best decision I could have. Ooh, is this a free battle? No, it isn't. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I am going to spring jump the Elite Wizard. They've got 5 defense, which means Goombella can't do a thing to them. So we're just going to have to deal with it this round. But it's not alone, so it shouldn't duplicate itself. Hey, it wasted its turn. I'm cool with that. Because now, we win. Ooh. That's a good find. Level 97. So we've got 2 more floors to get a level before Bonetail. Hopefully we can manage that. Come here, Swampire. Again with the double Amazies. This is the exact set of enemies we had the last time, too. Okay, this is... What do you even have? I'm sorry if you've got something good. It was an X-Naut. They didn't have something good. Okay, not gonna lie, I am a little terrified. But... let's just... do a repeat of last time and hopefully have it be better. I wonder, is Showstopper good against Amazies? Probably not. It's probably not worth the risk. Art Attack is a safe way for us to do this. Dang it, the wizard's still there. Okay, well, we can kill an Amazie. That much easy. Free, even. Yeah, we just had bonk. We don't have to rally wink. So, dead Amazie. Didn't have to super guard, but I did anyway. Ouch. And that one's gone. But that's fine. We have effectively won this fight. And we're leveling up. So we're good. Still would have been cool if we could have had that doubled. But oh well. Give us another double Amazie fight on floor 99. Do it. Do it, game. You don't have the guts. And we're getting more HP. Just for safety's sake. 20 FP is actually quite a bit to work with. Okay, let's hammer this guy, because they've got enough HP. They're not enough HP. Enough defense that it might actually work. In our favor. Okay, it's actually... they take the same amount of damage from a hammer as they do from the jump. I don't like that there are 5 of them. I'm just not a fan of that. And so we art attack. That's not good. But it could have been worse. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to rally wink and then multi-bounce, and then we're good. Oops. So, one of these is real. Unfortunately, if we guess wrong, then we don't get to continue our multi-target thing. But that just means we need to make it so we don't have to guess. Would have loved to get double XP there. Would have gotten us one last level. I should have appealed as Mario before killing them all. Or killing the one. Oh well. Bonetail time. Say hello to floor 100. Howling noise. Okay, so. Howling noise. The bite is not super guardable. Wow, what a freak. Everything other than the bite is super guardable. And this thing has tons of HP. Thankfully, we only got to tattle her, or him once. That's... oh, her. I'm sorry. That's Bonetail. She's the older sister of Hooktail. So old, she's just bones, in fact. Wow, now that's old. Her body's max HP is 200, her attack is 8, and her defense is 2. She has various breaths that might confuse us or put us to sleep. When her HP gets low, she'll recover, or reanimate as the case may be. She's probably stronger than your basic final boss type. Seriously, let's do this right. Okay. So this is a stomp. I probably should have tried super guarding, but I think I was late anyway. Or no, I was early for a super guard. But yeah, we just gotta keep on putting damage onto her. Rallywink is stronger than Headbonk, but our FP are limited. Ouch. I was late on that. So let's go ahead and use our last spring jump that we can get here. Dang it. Alright, 60 HP gone. I was too late there. So, since Goombella's frozen, I guess we'd better just swap her out. Let's do Vivian. And I don't have to worry about my health until next round. So that burn, I mean, it's a little extra damage. Oh, it doesn't do damage to her when I super guard? Oh, cool. She's zappy now. I mean, thankfully that doesn't matter for Mario. Does matter for Vivian, though. So, we are going to swap off of her and onto Bobbery. Bobbery doesn't have to make contact. Oh, please let me get this. Nice. I was too early there, and that is a problem. Mario being confused is a huge problem. One that needs fixing. so we are going to swap to Goombella and use a Sweet Feast to fix us both. Actually, a Sweet Treat would fix us both, wouldn't it? But a Sweet Feast would also fix Mario's HP a little more, so let's do that. Shame we're not going to get the benefit of the FP gain, but... Dang it. Oh, that's so much Mario HP we just missed out on. Worth. Okay, Goombella still can't accomplish anything. But we can swap partners again. Free. Alright, we're technically halfway through her HP. Ouch. Too late on that one, I think. But we're only technically through half her HP because she can recover. Oh, dang it. I was too late on my button press for that one. But oh well. So that's not super guardable, and also I wasn't prepared for it to begin with, so, yeah, that was just... We were going to take that no matter what. We've got 3 life shrooms. Ooh, Mario asleep is... Well, okay, he's not asleep. It's all good. We're fine, actually. Dang it. Sometimes it feels like he goes higher than others. Well, please don't drop anything on Mario. It's not Mario. We're good. Okay, so, I don't have Mega Rush, unfortunately. But, I do have Power Rush. So let's take advantage of extra damage, but also put Mario in back for safekeeping. I want to end with Goombella in front. But I want to Rally Wink to give Mario more actions. I think I'm gonna just hope that we can swap back after the Rally Wink. Dang it. We cannot swap back. Okay, so Mario's just boned. Quite literally. Oh, if only I had gotten the timing on that. But that's okay, we've got a life shroom. We've only got one more, though, so we gotta be, careful now. In fact... Oh, we can't Sweet Feast. Do I just munch on that Ultra Shroom? No. Not while we still have one Life Shroom. I should have used Booze Sheet on Mario while he was in peril. That would have been a strat. But instead, we're just going to do some damage. And then we are going to appeal. Now, is this the best idea I've ever had? Not necessarily. But it does clear us for a Sweet Feast. And she only recovers 20 HP. That's fine. So yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and Sweet Feast. Get a whole bunch of HP and FP, importantly. Of course, I hit the one poison mushroom. Whatever. We still got a bunch of heals. We're good. Okay, and... yeah, I think we... or no, we don't Rally Wink. Not right now. Okay. I think she can only do that 3 times, so... we should be okay. I'm not gonna spend my FP on spring jumps right now. Nice. Yeah, no spring jumps for now. I'm going to save my FP for getting myself out of problems rather than for making the fight easier. Wow, the one time the stage threatens to harm me with those and the anti-guys just come in and fix it right away. You know what? We're going to spring jump. I take back the thing I said moments ago. Because now we win. A roo to you too. Oh, and we get double the 0 star points? Apparently? Double the clear bonus could have been nice, but double the 0 star points, oh, I'm sorry, double the 1 star point. Oh, gee. Thanks. Hooray, it's a terrible badge. So from what I hear, there's actually potentially additional trials if you come back here after having beaten Bonetail. Like, newly added in this version of the game. But, I don't think I'm gonna bother. At least not until I've beaten the game. But anyway, that's the Pit of 100 Trials. And now they can never take that away from me. And we might as well learn where the final crystal star is before we call it a stream. Okay, that is like a total typo or something. Do you see that, Mario? The last crystal star. It can't be there. If what this map indicates is true, the location of the final crystal star is... the moon. The moon? Princess Peach is there too. This just seems wrong on, like, so many levels. The problem here is, how does one get to the moon? Quite a conundrum. Give me a moment to look into this. Excuse me, please. This shouldn't take long. Looking into this may take a little time, so come back in a bit, all right? This shouldn't take long. This will take some time. Come back in a bit. Zip Toad verified. What's up, Super Sleuth? I heard you uncovered my imposter. You're the best, man, seriously. See, when you get to be as big a star as Zip Toad, these sorts of things happen all the time. It's the biz. But man alive, for a no-name like you to brave danger and find my imposter reminds me of a younger yet less successful me. Yeah, so as for me, I'm headed to Toad Town to film my next leading role, the soon-to-be hit film on Golden Toad 2. It'll be huge. I hear you're on an adventure or something, so I'll leave you with a line from my last flick, The Toad Warrior. You're cool, baby, but I'm cooler. Best of luck, kid. The superstar, the real Zip Toad. Hey, Junior Troopa. Do you have anything for me to spend my extravagant fortune on? Technically, this is the cheapest price you can buy a jam and jelly for, so sold! In fact, we're gonna buy everything he's got, because then we get some unique dialogue. Hey, yo, thanks very much. Getting an item like this at that price, what a deal. I change my products from time to time, so come back soon, all right, my man? Wait, where's the... Hey, thanks to you, I'm all sold out. I change the goods I offer from time to time, so come back real soon. Dang, I guess maybe it's for the Pit of 100 Trials if you buy them out. Because, apparently if you buy all of his stock, in some circumstance, he'll say, hey, thanks for putting my kid through college. But I guess that must be for the Pit of 100 Trials, but he didn't show up but once on our last trip through. Might as well buy every badge that we don't have one of yet. Also, weirdly enough, have you noticed? Ever since Miss Mouse joined our party, the manager has never been here. I wonder why that could be. It's probably unrelated, but I hope she's doing okay. You figure it out yet? Ah, excellent timing. I finally have it, Mario. I found a way that might just get you to the moon. You must go to Far Outpost, and you must use the cannon there, and it will blast you. Hello? We're using a cannon to get to the moon? Isn't that, like, dangerous? I know how it sounds, really. To be honest, I'm not entirely sure of all the details. Accounts from Far Outpost speak of a device that can launch anything, anywhere. Even to the moon! Great. Sounds super, really. So where is this Far Outpost, anyway? I believe there's a pipe to Far Outpost somewhere beneath Rogueport. But I'm not sure of the exact location. Yes, I believe it was hidden for some reason. If my information is correct, you need something called an Ultra Hammer to get it. An Ultra Hammer? Well, it's party time then. We already got one of those. Ah, well, I see. That certainly changes the subject now, doesn't it? Well, use that Ultra Hammer to find the pipe to Far Outpost then. Get to it! You got it, Professor. Far Outpost, here we come. Oh yes, one more thing you should be aware of. The Bob-ombs who live there are sort of a surly bunch. They may not let you use their cannon. You may have to negotiate with them. In any case, that's your problem. Good luck. Get that last crystal star. Yeah, the GameCube really did like launching characters out of cannons. Though, to be fair, in Wind Waker, we were not launched out of a cannon. We were launched with a catapult. But in Twilight Princess, which also released on the GameCube, we did get launched out of a cannon. So, still got a Zelda game where we get launched out of a cannon. But yeah, that is going to be it for this stream. Thanks, folks, for joining by to watch and chat and all of that. And I will be back, actually, tomorrow. We are doing a Rare Sunday stream, where we will go to the moon. See you then, friends.